All right, we are jamming. Justin's on the Volvo. I'm about ready to head back up to the Deer. I'm going to go ahead and start flipping and staging rocks for the next level. So this is what it looks like. It's crunch time. So we've been out here 8 days? 8 days. And in 8 days, we've trimmed out the rest of the bottom of the digging of this pond. We've lined it, we've seamed it, we've laid easily 200,000 pounds worth of just massive giant boulders. 2 giant machines. There's Justin on one of them. This is the machine I've been on for the last week. We've got a gigantic wetland filter we just finished yesterday, and today we have to finish off this waterfall, build another wetland that is underneath where this machine is setting, and carve out an intake bay that's going to go along this shelf all the way from one side all the way to the other. Crunch days are great. I love them because there's a lot of energy. Everyone's tired, especially after working a solid 12-hour day yesterday. Today's going to be no different. We're putting in another 12-hour day. And out here, a 12-hour day in New Mexico means that we go from 58 degrees to 100 degrees to windy to sand blowing in your face to bed. All right, so a couple things that we've got to make sure that we do. One, right now, I've got Aaron out there on the skid steer, and he's bringing us in waterfall boulders like this one right over here. Check this rock out that Justin's setting. So this boulder that he's got on, easily, right there next to Octavio, easily is about 4 feet wide, and I really like that as a waterfall spillway rock. And I want to be able to set a couple different cool things going on in this. You've got coming off the wetland filter, we have this drop here, and coming off this side over here, there's a pinch point coming through here and another drop right over here. So we have 2 drops coming off this wetland, coming down into, again, another major drop here. And you can see that we've carved out some pools. So that's going to give a lot of splash. That's also going to give an awful lot of sound. And it's going to be really pretty because that'll contain the water before we go back up and over again to hit our next spillway. The next step right now here is to flip the liner back and forth over the top of this area. We built that yesterday when we were tired. I think we're going to make a few modifications to it. But, you know, that's just kind of what happens when you just start jamming. Let's see. Where's Harley? This is a pretty badass pond. Yesterday we had a major problem with this wall. Somehow or another, when they were setting the wall, the liner fell behind the underlayment, and they weren't checking it when they built it. We had to go from this corner of the wall to about here and go all the way down to maybe the bottom 3rd or 4th course to be able to find that liner and pull it up. And every block that was set, we would have to have several people pulling up on the liner while somebody else is backfilling behind it, set the next course, pull up, backfill behind it, pull up. And in one day, 2 guys rebuilt 11 feet tall by maybe about 15 feet wide worth of rock. I love this stone over here that just got set at the end of the day yesterday, kind of coming around and hanging around the side of this. And the other thing you can pick up in the camera right now is that this wall is curved. It's kind of bowing out like this, and it's curving in like this. It's a very solid wall, extremely solid. This is a retaining wall. It's a Keystone, manufactured by Keystone. And what you don't see in this picture here is that there are dead men, which is basically a micro geogrid that goes behind, on top of the wall, behind the wall, and it's held down by the gravel that's underneath it. Super solid wall, super solid wall. So let's take a look and see what Aaron's bringing up. Oh, check this out. This is a great framing stone. Remove the shovel. Heck yeah, man. It's nice. Check this out. Strapped, strapped. And this is the assembly line. The way that it works is that we kind of know what our framing stones are, what our spillway stones are, and if it's a reject, we'll find another spot for it within arm's reach. And you can get a lot done really fast by pre-strapping your boulders and just go. So it's not uncommon for us to come up to a job site with, I don't know, maybe 10 sets of rigs, and different ways too. Like for example, right now they're strapping what we call a belly strap. You see that one there, how the strap is wrapped around the rock? By doing it that way, as opposed to what we would refer to as a standard strap, where the rock is coming underneath the rock like this one here, you got no pinch points when you set the stone. It lifts it perfectly. We have no issues. And when they take the strap off, the strap's not buried underneath the rock. But again, that's what comes with setting millions of pounds of rock over the many years that we've been building ponds. And it's one of the reasons why contractors all over the country are saying, hey, we want Columbia Water Gardens, we want the A-Team. And I'm a member of the A-Team, where we go out and we build for other contractors. Like for example, after I'm done with this job, I'm headed home for a week to recover, work on some of my own projects back home. And then I'm heading out to go work for Damian Drager with 4D Exterior Scapes. And I'll be out there on his job in, I think it's in Wisconsin. I always get that messed up. Wisconsin, Michigan. I don't know the area. I think it's Wisconsin. Pretty sure it's Wisconsin. Is that where the cheese comes from? Anyways, I'll be out there for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to come home for a week, recover, work on some of my own jobs. And then I'm heading out with Christopher Yax from Aquascapes in Michiana, and we're doing a giraffe exhibit for a zoo that's out there. And then I'll be back from that, and I think I've got another job coming up with Matt Griffin from Prime Lawn in Houston, Texas. I believe I've got that coming up. And we still have Bass Pro Shops in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I still have Avenger Pond number 2 coming up with our customer that's out there in Rancho Mirage in the desert. So we are really busy with more on the way. I've got another job with, I'm working out with Jeff Grootman up in Minnesota on a big recreation swim pond that he's got going on. And I think this is kind of the trend of where my business is going, where we're just going to be out traveling the country. You know what that means is that my wife, she's going to have to start coming along. And I don't know what that's going to look like for her, because she's got a really great job back home, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But in the meantime, we're having fun traveling the country, seeing some beautiful sights and meeting people all over the place, collaborating and building epic, huge monster water features.